In 2013, a book came out that stirred controversy, shedding light on the harsh reality of life in North Korea. The book, Escape from Camp 14, told the story of Shin Dong-hyuk, a boy born into a brutal political prison camp. But what does life in North Korea really feel like? Let's find out. Life under complete control. You might feel suffocated just imagining it. In this mysterious and isolated country, the government holds complete control over almost every aspect of a citizen's existence. From where you live to what job you do, what you wear, what you watch, and even how you cut your hair. Every single detail is controlled. Even the smartphone in your pocket is not entirely yours. It secretly takes random screenshots and sends them to government servers, monitoring your every move and every tap of your finger. Privacy simply does not exist, and the fear doesn't stop there. If one person commits a crime or even a small mistake, their children, grandchildren, and sometimes even great-grandchildren can be punished under the horrifying law of guilt by association. This law forces people to live in constant fear, unable to trust even their closest family members, worried that one wrong move could doom their entire bloodline. Despite this suffocating reality, in recent years, small cracks have begun to appear in the regime's tight control. People whisper about a silent revolution, acts of quiet defiance, especially from North Korean women who have begun challenging the system in subtle but powerful ways. These small acts might not look like much from the outside, but inside North Korea they are bold. Still, for the vast majority, life continues to be a painful daily struggle under a regime that watches every step and controls every thought. The tragic story of Shin Dong-hyuk. In 1981, a pregnant woman was taken to a political prison known as Camp 14, one of North Korea's most feared prison camps. In that cruel and dark place, she gave birth to a boy, Shin Dong-hyuk. Because of his family's alleged crimes against the regime, Shin was sentenced to a life of slavery inside the camp. In North Korea, once the state labels a family as disloyal, they are doomed for 3 generations. Shin never had a chance to live freely. He was born behind barbed wire. Life in Camp 14 was beyond horrifying. Food was scarce. Prisoners received only a small portion of corn porridge. To survive, many were forced to eat grass, rats, or anything else they could find. The camp housed around 20,000 prisoners, and its rules were simple and brutal. Try to escape, and you are shot. Hear someone talking about escape and don't report it? You will be executed. When Shin was just 13 years old, he overheard his mother and brother planning an escape. As a hungry and frightened child, he didn't understand the consequences of what he was doing when he told the guards, hoping it might earn him some food. 7 months later, in a public execution, he was forced to watch as his mother was hanged and his brother shot right in front of him. He lived with the guilt and the pain, and for 6 months after that, he endured unimaginable torture. But in 2005, something incredible happened. At the age of 23, Shin managed to escape the camp. He crawled past fences, dodged guards, made his way into China, and finally reached South Korea. His story of survival brought the world's attention to the dark and hidden horrors inside North Korea. A nation in darkness, North Korea, officially called the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, is home to nearly 25 million people. Nestled just north of South Korea and sharing borders with China and Russia, it often appears as a land frozen in time. If you look at satellite images of the Korean peninsula at night, South Korea glows with city lights, while North Korea is nearly pitch black. This isn't just due to environmental choices. It reflects deep poverty and failing infrastructure. The capital city, Pyongyang, is presented to outsiders as a model city, clean, orderly, and modern. But this image is carefully crafted. Those who appear homeless, sick, or poor are removed from the city to preserve this illusion of prosperity. Outside Pyongyang, however, the reality is harsh. Villages are poor, resources are scarce, and hunger is a daily challenge. From progress to collapse. The roots of this crisis trace back to the collapse of the Soviet Union, North Korea's main ally in the 1990s. When the support stopped, the North Korean economy collapsed. A terrible famine swept the country between 1995 and 1998. Estimates vary, but between 500,000 and 2 million people are believed to have died. Some people were so desperate that they began hunting frogs or eating tree bark to survive. Interestingly, North Korea once showed promise. In the 1980s, its per capita income was higher than India's and China's. Citizens enjoyed free healthcare, education, housing, heating, and transportation. Between 1950 and 1980, the economy grew steadily. But after losing its main source of aid and isolating itself from the world, things quickly fell apart. Power plants shut down. Jobs vanished. Starvation returned. Even offers from the US to help, on the condition that North Korea gave up nuclear weapons, were rejected. The regime chose weapons over its people. The Songbun system. From birth, every North Korean receives a social ranking known as Songbun. This classification controls your entire life. There are three main classes: the core class, made up of the most loyal families, the wavering class, seen as less trustworthy, and the hostile class, seen as enemies of the state. Your Songbun determines where you live, the school you attend, your job, and even your spouse. Only those in the core class can live in Pyongyang. If one family member makes a mistake, the entire family can be downgraded. Fashion, phones, and fear. Even personal style is controlled. There are only 15 state-approved hairstyles for men and 15 for women. Dyeing your hair is banned. You can't wear skinny jeans, ripped jeans, or even red lipstick. These fashion rules aim to prevent any sign of Western influence. The fashion police roam the streets in plain clothes, ready to punish anyone who breaks these rules. You could be fined, publicly shamed, or even jailed for what you wear. Technology offers no freedom either. Smartphones are rigged to take screenshots randomly, sending them to the government. North Korea's internet is a tightly controlled intranet with a handful of government-approved websites. If you are lucky enough to use a computer at a library, a government official will sit beside you and watch every move you make. There is no YouTube, Google, or Facebook, just propaganda. No room for faith. Religious freedom doesn't exist. North Korea is officially atheist, and religious practices are considered threats to the state. Christians, in particular, are targeted. Sharing a Bible, praying, or talking about Christianity can get you imprisoned or killed. One woman, Ri Hyun-ok, was executed for handing out Bibles, and her family was sent to a camp. Meanwhile, pictures of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il must be displayed in every home, classroom, and public space. Secret police conduct checks to ensure compliance, and failing to honor these leaders can result in harsh punishment. Women and black markets. Work life is just as grim. Most men are assigned government jobs with wages that haven't changed since the 1990s. The monthly pay is barely enough to buy a few kilograms of corn. This is why women have become key figures in survival, running black markets known as Jangmadang, where they sell goods, food, medicine, and even smuggled USBs with foreign shows. These markets are more than just places to buy things. They're places where truth spreads. People learn that the outside world is different from what they've been taught. A false democracy elections are held every 5 years, but they are a farce. Only one government-approved candidate runs in each district. Voting against them isn't just discouraged, it's dangerous. Schools are underfunded, and while education is supposed to be free, teachers often prioritize students whose families can offer bribes. The gap between the rich and poor continues to grow. Trapped within borders travel is heavily restricted. Want to visit another city? You need permission and a good reason. Leaving the country without approval is considered treason. During the COVID-19 pandemic, border guards were told to shoot on sight anyone trying to flee. Most escape attempts are aimed at China, but Chinese authorities often return escapees, who then face brutal punishments. Propaganda and punishment entertainment is also tightly controlled. Only state-approved TV is allowed. No foreign movies, no K-dramas, no global news. But people still risk it. In 2022, 2 teenagers were sentenced to 12 years of hard labor for watching a South Korean show. One man was even executed for owning foreign music. People go to great lengths. Smuggling DVDs, hiding in basements, watching with the lights off. To catch a glimpse of the world outside, secret police and spies behind all this control is the secret police. They are everywhere. Every neighborhood is broken into groups and every household is watched. People are encouraged to report their friends, neighbors, even family. No one feels safe. Fear is the air they breathe. Forced labor and death camps. Then there's the prison camps. Forced labor is a terrifying part of North Korean life. Inmates work 12 to 18 hours a day in dangerous conditions. Wages are non-existent. Food is scarce. Torture is common. Entire families are sent to camps for crimes they didn't commit. Cells meant for a few people hold dozens. Thousands die from hunger or disease. And if a prisoner tries to escape, they're often killed on the spot. Shin Dong-hyuk's friend died by getting electrocuted on the camp fence. His body temporarily cut the current, allowing Shin to escape through a small hole. That image of a body used as a bridge to freedom speaks volumes about the horror and desperation inside these camps. A former guard once said that if war ever breaks out or if a revolution begins, the first order will be to kill all the prisoners. This is daily life in North Korea. Not just a country, but a prison built on fear, silence, and survival. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep looks into hidden stories from around the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.